a Band of the Month. Yes, it's March 2015, and I am here with Everything I Am.
What's happening?
Woo! Right on. So, I'm just gonna, this is one question that I always come out and ask all the bands, because people want to know, how did you guys come together? Because you guys are from, you guys are very instrumental in the music industry. You have been for years. Chuck and Deven, you guys were with Wallow Sound. Mm-hmm. You guys have been around for a while, so how did this whole conglomerate come together?
Well, as Wallow Sound kind of faded out, Deven was doing his thing with By His Stripes and some other side projects, and I kind of went back to writing and recording, and then I started working with Chad, who I've known since high school. We played in a lot of kind of brother bands, but never actually were on stage at the same time together. And then we ended up being able to find Frank, and worked as a three-piece for a while. And then Deven got in touch here.
This slacker in, right?
And we ended up bringing him back to the package, because we worked really well together. And
we brought some sexiness in the band, is what we did.
Yeah, they got big sexy, they got absolutely sexy,
kind of sing.
And it,
Kind of brings you a bit of vocals to the group.
yeah, and speaking about the vocal, well, we'll get into that. Yeah, if you guys ever heard Everything I Am, they've only played out a few times, but I've personally gotten to see them a couple of times, and they are one of the most high energy, fun bands to watch. They're absolutely awesome. Your logo now, I know there's a lot of controversy with your logo. A lot of people have been getting different ideas on what your logo stands for. I personally, when I first saw your logo, it's a very cool logo. To me, it looked a little bit like tribal art, and with the name, with the name Everything I Am, it kind of reminded me that we're all one, but we're all individual, and we all make up this big family of musicians, That's what I got from it. I was like, that's very, very cool. So if you can elaborate on that, what would that actually go?
When I designed it, I kind of was thinking of how we're all kind of rough around the edges, kind of the spikes or the edge of the saw blade, I guess, if you will, and we may be kind of rough or dangerous on the outside, but and then kind of the inside, or some people view it like a pair of hands, or sometimes it's just fire, but it's all the different shades of the kind of red and pink. So it was basically just about the internal conflict to me. It was like about how there's always an internal fight, whether it's whatever issue or whatever you're dealing with in your life. So that's I thought it was kind of cool to integrate that into the. And
then the name Everything I Am, where did that come from?
That was kind of something you just kind of came up with.
Yeah, I think it was about I really want to give this project my all. I want to go 100% on something, and give it everything I am, and kind of, like I said, the fact that everybody else was on board with the name and seemed to be on the same page, so it kind of fits. As I step on stage, I want to give everything I am, and you guys, all kind of seem to feel the same way. So
from my perspective, and working in Wallow Sound with them and stuff, and seeing when I left, all that, it seems like the music is more of Chuck, because he's the songwriter, and he does the majority of the musicianship, the guitar riff writing and the lyric writing, and we just kind of sprinkle ourselves in there. And so I feel like this is just more based around what he provides, and
your creativity.
Phenomenal. Yeah, it's phenomenal, and it's awesome to be a part of. But from my perspective, that's what we kind of talked about that a little bit, about being in other bands, being held back by certain things.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. Just not intentionally, no bad blood, nothing like that. It's just musically, sometimes you feel a little reserved, and this is something.
Well, the sound was great, but we essentially had 5 really strong songwriters in one group, and it's like it was. By the time you put everything into a melting pot, it was great because it was melting pot, but it was also, there was only 1/5 of your influence kind of getting through the finished product. It wasn't and it's not to say that these guys don't bring phenomenal ideas and everything to the table, That's
Right? Okay.
Yeah. He's the first lawyer in town.
No, just a bit.
He's always saying that. But you know,
We have our own thing going on.
Oh, there's a brotherly love
a
there.
strange bond
There's
over
something
here.
going on, right?
Yeah, you'll see us two rocking out.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Chuck was alone for a little while, but now he has Deven, so.
Oh, that's it.
He's actually everything we are.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's hysterical. I need a drink on that one too. You know. Anyhow, so you guys have a gig tonight. I am so excited to see you guys tonight. It is March 7th. And they're playing at Rackham's tonight. We have an excellent lineup. Unfortunately, this interview and this video is going to be coming out after the fact. So, but tonight we have Rosedale, brand new band. They're from Ontario. They're coming out to open up the show. Then we have Shot Glass Serenade from Arcadia, and then we got these guys going to rock it out for you. And then we have Black Jacket all the way from over in Miami. Yeah, those guys are great. Wait, yeah, Zellick is an awesome dude. All the guys are in that band are great. You guys are gonna really like them. So speaking about the music and everything, I know I saw you guys as a three-piece.
Yeah.
The first time I saw you, and then the second time I saw you guys, I saw you with Deven.
Mm-hmm.
There was a very, in my opinion, because you know, I mean. Because I am a musician, I really grabbed onto when Deven came in, the three-part harmonies, and that was like something. Not too many bands are doing three-part harmonies, and when you guys do them, it's so clean and so crisp and everything. And I know you project yourselves as you project the band as a punk rock band. But when we spoke about this earlier today on the phone, you guys have more of a melodic sound than a punk rock band. I mean, being a CBGB's girl, I associate punk rock with. Yeah, I mean, I was a permanent fixture at CBGB's in New York, and punk rock to me is like, you know, the Sex Pistols. You know, that I don't portray you as. What are your influences on this music? Because it's your own sound, but at the same time, it's like it's so progressive.
For me, I mean, a lot of it was, you know, a lot of the punk rock that I was listening to in the late '80s, early '90s. That you get the, you know, Descendants and all, and
Right.
No Effects, MXPX. There's a lot of bands that are very melodic punk rock. It's fast as hell, but there's a lot more musical talent going on than the Misfits, you know, three-chord kind of punk rock or the Sex Pistols.
Right.
And that's what I always kind of liked about it. It was, you know, and it is tough because a lot of people hear, you know, punk rock and that's what they immediately think of.
Right.
And it's like, punk rock can be a lot more than that. It can be a lot more in-depth than the, you know, three chords and, you know, screaming. What I always loved about punk rock is that there's always a point behind it. You know, if a punk rock band is, you know, pissed off, you couldn't listen to Ian McKay, you know, in 30 seconds into the song, but most of the songs were only 2 minutes long anyway.
Right.
30 seconds in, you knew exactly what he was pissed off about. Yeah, you knew exactly what he was pissed off about and why. And, you know, there was always a point to it. There was always a message. And you knew it wasn't left open to interpretation or, you know, the lyrics said something.
Right.
And that's another thing that was kind of gravitated towards the style of music.
Very cool.
It's very direct.
So, and personally, each one of you, what are your musical influences?
Well, a lot of like what I was saying, a lot of the Descendants were huge for me. But then a lot of like ska punk stuff, you know, everything from some of the guys, you know, Les and Jake, some of those guys were right from, you know, went to high school with them, and the Mighty Mighty Boss Stones, always loved that kind of stuff too. So a lot of like, the ska, reggae, the punk bands, but listen to a lot of the newer metal, Trap, Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, right.
So I always dug a lot of those guys, Red Hot Chili Peppers. So.
And I'm on the other spectrum of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what's that?
I'm more of the, you know, neoclassic, Dream Theater.
Oh yeah, Queensryche.
Queensryche, Face Warning, but also a lot of funk. You know, I bring a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I noticed that when
As
you're
a
playing.
bassist should.
Yeah.
As a bassist.
I noticed that when you play as well. You play standard jazz.
Mhm.
You know, in a standard jazz position.
Right.
And that's one thing that I did notice about you. You got some funk in there, man. I can see it. Yeah, and most definitely because you know they're in rock bands and everything. Everybody's got their bass strapped down to their knees, you know, and that's cool for the musician player because it
we talked about that.
the stances, man.
Dude, why is it way up here?
Yeah, it portrays it portrays that type of image and everything like that. But I mean, being raised on jazz as well, I totally noticed that about you. You've got some rhythm, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, run on.
he helps though.
Yeah.
Lockety.
Yeah. What about you, Chad?
Black Sabbath, Journey, oddly enough. Love that stuff. Grew up with that. Dad playing records,
Right.
what have you. My mom was like a Bowie fan and Culture Club,
Ziggy Stardust.
which was odd. My pops and mom kicking back,
You knew there was something different.
Yeah.
You knew it.
Yeah.
Something going on there.
I might have actually got slipped something back when I was a kid, but it great time, But yeah, that stuff and all the intricacies of the drum parts and that stuff, maybe not hard, but what they came up with was amazing and it fit the music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I feel like in this band. That's my job is to, as a drummer, to play what's needed. Don't overplay.
Don't overplay. Yeah, I think that's probably one thing that I've noticed about a lot of drummers that sometimes they do overplay
Mhm.
and they take up a lot of real estate. You don't.
No, I try to let these guys shine, and I have my moments to shine.
Mhm.
There are times he comes up with stuff we're all like,
Yeah, no, it's not happening, man. Ain't happening.
As we were writing new stuff, Chad goes batshit for the first 20 minutes and we're rolling through the song. He's auditioning every thought that rolls through his head, and it's like little by little, all of a sudden he tries it for a second, it's like you can tell, like the look in his own face. He's like, "Oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work." And he files it down to this neat package. And there's times where he's got the drum parts ended up being so simple after a couple of weeks of working on the track that we're like, "You want to spice that back up?" Like, so he goes absolutely nuts, tries everything, and then he simplifies it down. And then sometimes we have to actually ask him to kick the fills back out a little more. It's awesome. It's incredible to see. Because I think I can think of in any given part, I can think of maybe 3 different drum parts. He tries 30 in the first 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
What about you, Deven? Who are your influences?
Me personally, I'm a big fan of alternative rock. I got Alter Bridge.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I grew up on a lot of Crossfade. Nobody really knows who those guys are, but those guys are awesome. Crossfade is really good. Breaking Benjamin's another big one for me.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, just the style of the melodic. They still have that raw rock undertone.
Yeah.
They're still really hard, but they also at the same time they have a very beautiful melodic sound to it, and that's what I appreciate. Is there's underneath all of the rock star stuff, there's a lot of professional musicianship and theory training, and it's just really admirable.
Oh yeah, and Ben's a great businessman, man.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
He's the bomb. Yeah, really. That's those are
But you can definitely tell when Deven came in, there was a whole new, vocally, obviously, but he gave a lot of break to Chuck. Chuck could actually break now. He could break and actually take a breath. And, and it, you're always
concentrate
apprehensive.
on the lead vocals and
And you're always apprehensive. Well, another guy, the stage is going to get smaller now, and then
scheduling problems.
But it worked out well, and that show we did at Voodoo, I think, solidified that. When you were like, "Oh my, did you just hear those vocals?"
Yeah, did you see me stand up? I know. When I go to Voodoo, I said they have a VIP section for me.
It's a one-seater VIP.
It's a one-seater VIP section. There's 2 chairs up there. However, it's up It's up to me who I allow up in my VIP section, yes. Greg Pope, if you're listening to this, just go along with it, man, please, right?
He's gonna have a VIP sign on that.
Yeah, he's gonna say, Christina, the Soundcheck, right? Oh no, as soon as I heard those 3-part harmonies, well, what did I do? I stood up and I'm like, that gave me an orgasm! It was unbelievable.
Yeah, well, she did too. She had one. She did. Yeah.
How do you know?
I could tell.
You see it running?
Did you just say that? You really
Nice. That's nice.
You know what?
Comes alive.
That's going on the there. No, that's going on the blooper reel at the end of the year.
I don't forget.
Bet you didn't see the interview going there.
Yeah, no. Okay, back to the questions. No. Oh my God, you totally threw off my mojo, man. Where am I?
That's gonna be fun.
Right. No. Oh Lord. Okay, so getting into our musical scene. Stop it. Getting into our musical scene. Our music scene here. Tell me honestly. I haven't. Some of the questions I'm going to be asking you guys tonight, I haven't asked the bands. I'm asking you because not only you got Chuck. If you guys don't know Chuck, I know Chuck personally. He did he recorded my song for me and everything. I worked with Chuck for a while, and Chuck is probably one of the most honest, most bluntly honest people you would ever want to. But I respect him for it. All the time. I totally respect being bluntly honest, because tell me how it is, man. I want to know how it is. What do you guys like about our music scene, and what do you guys do not like?
You want me to start?
I don't want you to start it yet. You will set the pace of this question. I'm just going to have a beer and I'm going to sit back and let this go where it's going to go.
I like, it seems like once you win the fans over, sometimes it's hard to get everybody, to get in front of people in the first place. But once a project, whether, it took Wallace Sound a while, and it's taken this band, we've been 7 or 8 shows, and, we're going to put in our dues. And we got to get people to know about us. I think once you've earned people as a fan, then they do genuinely come out and support you. And but it's very fickle. It's hard to get people to come out. Sometimes, depending upon the lineup, it just depends on who you're with. I mean, sometimes if people are into a certain type of music and you're booked with another type of band and they've never heard you before, it doesn't matter. Oh well. I like Chuck in this band, but he's playing with these type of other bands tonight, and I'm not bothering to go down there. It seems like once you get them out there and you actually earn them as a fan, they do, support you, and the same way we try to go out and support the other bands when we can.
Right on. Deven, what do you think?
I honestly, over the years, playing in the Southwest Florida music scene, I enjoy the fact that the battle of the bands mentality has kind of gone away more so. It seems like everybody's more of a family now. Like some of the other bands that we talked to were really, just really close with each other, and we set up shows with each other, and you see a lot of the same lineups because those groups are a little closer. But there's not as many egos as there used to be.
Right.
So I can appreciate that, and I appreciate the people who do come out. Like it is really nice to see, just local people coming out, just hanging out and enjoying original music. Because a lot of times, most people will choose a cover band over an original band, and I like the fact that people are willing to hear new stuff.
Right.
Not just somebody who will listen to Sweet Home Alabama or whatever. So that's about it for me. I mean, what I don't like, I guess, it's kind of hard to say because I'm kind of easygoing, so I don't really have too many issues. I guess it's just that some of the venues, it's they schedule certain times and then we don't play until later.
Yeah.
That would probably be my one pet peeve is that we're scheduled to play at say 9:30. We wouldn't play till 10:30.
Right.
Like that'd be my only downside to it.
Now with me managing the stage, man.
Yeah.
No, load in at 8, sound check 9 o'clock, get on, get off like a cheap date. No,
I mean, most of the negative stuff that I have to say is basically about, it's kind of along the same lines. It's like, with bands that always, you'd be playing with 3 or 4 other bands, and I can't stand it when like the bands are all. And it's one thing if we're having a load up or set up, kind of pre-stage before going on for like, so we missed the second half of the band before our set. But I can't stand when certain clubs are worse than others, but where there's just. Everybody's always waiting outside or out front, and nobody actually supports each other. The bands don't even stand there and watch each other's sets.
Right.
And it's they should be supporting each other, And when by the time you play with a band for like the 3rd time, and they've done that shit and stayed outside, before their set, finished their damn set, and then they all left. Well then no, I can't even bring myself to be a decent human being and stand in front of them and watch their set. I'm like, oh, fuck off. Yeah, I hope you play with 2 people.
I get it. I get that.
It's like I can't stand when that kind of crap is going on.
Yeah.
It's really petty.
I get that. And there's a few bands out there that, boy, I'll tell you what, whether they're playing or not, they'll come out and support the other bands and everything. That's such a great thing to see.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah, my thing is like, no matter how good or bad someone is, you can always learn something.
Yeah.
Always. And hopefully you're only picking up the good stuff, but, yeah. And,
somebody finishes their set, you're like, man, I think I suck a little worse after watching.
But, yeah, as far as, I like the camaraderie with the music scene, and I just wish people would say, release a song or two to give an honest opinion whether you like the band or not.
Right.
That's it. That's the only thing that's
Well, honesty. Right. I get it. Right on.
I think for me it was a little different for me because I came from playing worship music and playing from small churches to big churches to arenas. So I never really got the what we're doing now. And Chuck has to calm me down every now and then because I'll be like,
you get excited?
Come on, man. Frank.
Relax.
We don't even get drinks for free. What's up with that? So
my favorite is Frank calling me up and going, all right, so if we pick somebody, like, you have somebody that you want that's going to run sound for us and come around to all the shows with us, and I was like, it doesn't work that way.
So I kind of had to, calm down too a little bit. So it was a humbling experience, but playing with these guys has been probably one of my favorite bands that I've been in. And I told these guys that this is one of my favorite bands.
Right on.
There's no egos. There's no one. And if there is a problem, you're pulled back quite quickly.
Right.
Or you get the vent, but yet it's still a brotherhood and it's still a band, and we're with each other probably a little bit more than we are with our families. Sometimes, but who knows what happens in the future? It's like a marriage. Everybody's going to have their problems, but for the most part, we all get along very well.
Well, that would be a good thing to get it along. I really hope you guys are getting along. Right on.
But there is 3 Italians and a Dutchman.
Yeah.
I am. Do you know that? What am I? German? I don't know.
It's the Native American in me that
The Native American that keeps the peace? Yeah, I've never heard of a Native American keeping the peace, man. But I can relate to these guys. Hey, we're Italian and we're from New York, so
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm wearing it.
You guys are right. So why do you guys want to be musicians in our scene, playing original music? We all know that there is no money. There ain't no money in original music. Unless you're the next Five Finger Death Punch or Breaking Benjamin, or what draws you to be playing original music in our scene and not going out there and throwing it down for $500 a night playing covers?
If I feel I want to listen to a cover tune, I'll go in the man cave and pull out an album and throw it on the turntable.
I say the same damn thing, man. I do too.
If somebody's gonna play Stairway to Heaven, I want to hear Stairway to Heaven the right way.
Right.
If you're going to have some guy up there that's chopping it up, I'd rather not listen to it.
Right.
Freebird, Stairway to Heaven, all the classic cover.
Freebird! Oh, no, when I was in my cover band, I hated that.
Well, if you scream that tonight, I don't think
I was No, that's funny. You know what? I just, I'm like, Chuck. Freebird! Freebird, Chuck!
But that's what it is for me though. I mean, I don't want to hear, I'd rather be an original band and, because everybody had to start as an original band.
Yeah.
All those classics that we love, well, they were originals at one time.
Right.
So everybody had to start there.
Yep.
The songs we're doing now, we don't know what's going to happen, but, they could be a classic. But we had to start somewhere.
Yep, so yep,
That's what kills me about the cover band type clubs, It's like, well, they won't even book original bands. It's like, if nobody played original music,
Absolutely.
there would be no
those assholes would have nobody to cover. Like, somebody's got to work their way up and be the next something.
Yeah.
So that 15 years from now, there's some schmuck sitting in the bar playing that guy's song. So you're there.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I totally agree with that. So on that note, with the original music bands and everything, who's each one of you? Who's your favorite original band in our scene?
Holy crap. That's a tough one. With my background, one, because I love the music and they're all cool guys, and I don't mean to piss off anybody. I own a recording studio. You're going to have me piss off a lot of bands. I got to go on the Voice and Bargain Heroes.
Yeah.
Locally, I think regionally, I also really like what A Brilliant Lies Thrown Down. I like Tampa, Orlando.
Yep.
God, there's a lot of great bands even
I know.
here. And I
So
don't
our
even
question
just
is- That's right, I do the interviews.
I don't mean nothing by it. Shit, guys.
Switchblade villain.
You can still come to the studio. I love you.
Dude, Switchblade Villain?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the Soundcheck before. It was good.
New band coming out?
What's that? Yeah, I don't know if they're waiting for their stuff I think to get pressed. They're doing a limited CD release. They're releasing a bunch of it on vinyl, I think. And
Wow, so old
got
school.
some really cool stuff. They got in the Sarasota, Tampa area.
Very cool, very cool.
Really cool band.
I think for me, it's
That's another one of the bands I don't want to piss off by not naming them right.
Because I like them.
What's that? I like so what? So what? That's what I mean. It's tough to pick a favorite.
Cool.
Saints of Rebellion.
Saints Rebellion.
Oblivion.
Jay with the
John Adams.
Yeah. He'll be there tonight.
He's coming in.
Oh, he's coming tonight. Yeah, cool.
Oh, I get to see John. Hi, John. Oh no, I love those guys. All of them.
Oblivious Signal.
Oh yeah, Christine and the guys. Oh, I can't wait to see them again.
But then again, here they are. We're talking about what Chuck grew up with, what Deven grew up with. They're more of that metal. They're more of that kind of metal edge type of thing, and that's great. And
She's a phenomenal front woman, man.
Good singer.
Yeah, Christine Feliciano.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And John's an insane guitar player. I've known John since the early 90s.
Yeah, he is.
Just a great guitar player.
Devin, who's yours?
Honestly, I've only seen this group one time, and I think it was with you actually. I want to say they're called Saving Haven. Saving Haven?
Leaving Haven.
Leaving Haven.
Leaving Haven. Yes, Leaving Haven is great. They're from Tampa, I think.
Their image, their sound, the harmonies, the musicianship, like everything.
Yeah, we were at Rackham's that one night watching them. Oh yeah, they were
The
fantastic.
front man was just all in together, the crowd involved, and for a crowd of like 10 people, he had everybody paying attention.
Yeah, he did. He had incredible aura.
Yeah.
That's an art in
that.
itself. That's an art in itself.
Yeah, they were fantastic. Have you guys seen Leaving Haven yet?
Yeah.
Oh man, what a
It's
treat.
like seemingly effortless talent. Like
Yeah.
it's just they do it like they're having fun, but they sound phenomenal.
Yeah, chick bass player too.
Oh,
Yeah.
their harmonies. I don't know their names. You guys are awesome. Whoever.
Yeah,
you are.
whatever your names are, you guys are awesome. They opened up for Twisted Method at the Buddha.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot Twisted. Derek's a great guy. Twisted
DeSantis?
Metal's really good.
Yeah.
Echo Trim, when they're at
There's
their
just
game.
some,
When they're at their game,
There's just so many great original bands out there in our music scene, and a lot, and that's what the Soundcheck wants to do. Is like project that past, project those bands past Cape Coral. I mean, every time we stream, we've got soldiers in Afghanistan watching us.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you know, so that to me, there's so much talent here in our area that, you know, it's got to get out there somehow, you know, it's just, and we can't let it sit stagnant here.
You know, I don't know, back in the 90s, it was so fluent, you know, there was your dance clubs, and then there was your rock clubs.
Yeah.
And then, I don't want to say it, everybody says it, when grunge came, everything died, but that's kind of what happened. It all went away, and then a one-man show. You couldn't get a band anymore.
Oh, no.
Farmers didn't want to pay $1,500.
No, it's like having a human beatbox.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And
Yeah.
it's tough, you know, it's really tough, because I know, I'm not speaking for all of us, but I can say that we would rather quit our jobs and just do this full
I
time.
think you're speaking
you know,
for
but-
all the musicians out there, especially all the original musicians.
I give drum lessons for, you know, a living. That'd be my.
Oh, he gives drum lessons, so if anybody's looking for drum lessons, hit Chad Young up on Facebook.
Take that plug.
See that? I
Yeah.
got your plug.
Ding, ding,
You
ding.
see the things I do feel?
That's cool.
You say, right on.
Yeah,
Alright.
she's rooting for us.
Okay, so obviously you just dropped your new CD, and it's called Double Flat Numb, correct? Right? So where'd you record it?
Really?
Yeah, where'd you record it?
In the studio.
The camera now zooms in on Chuck.
Yeah, Soaring Studios, Portrait, and yeah, did all recording, mixing, mastering, kind of everything right now. So yeah, with the last record with Wall of Sound and stuff, we ended up having to use an out-of-house mastering engineer and stuff. But
It's nice to have that control.
we
right?
did it all right here this time around. Yeah, it came out really good. I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, I listened to it and everything. I particularly love the photography on it
Yeah.
Yep.
because, come here.
You just got
If anybody doesn't know this, Double Flat Numb, the CD by Everything I Am, has exclusively used Denise's photos for their album art.
Yep.
So, pick it up, look at the photos, because Denise did them.
Thank you.
Right on. Oh, where'd you come up with the name Double Flat Numb? What the hell does that mean?
Yeah,
Double Flat Numb.
It's your Chuck.
Yeah, that was on me. Which is, yeah, the few people that have got it think it's kind of funny, but yeah, a lot of people have a lot of trouble with it. So,
Explain.
okay. One was that you know, we do tune a full step down, so
Okay.
there's two semitones or just double flat, so you know,
Right.
tune flat. So that was kind of part of it, but also you know, I really dug the. It was just kind of a play on words. Jokingly hope it gets double platinum, and I was like, yeah, it's not. It's gonna get double platinum. So
I love it. That's fantastic. That's a great backstory.
That's pretty good.
That's great. That's a great backstory. Fantastic.
We
Right
need to
on.
create that award.
Yeah.
the record with double platinum.
You know what? At the end of the year, the Soundcheck is going to do a Grammy Awards, so we're going to give the double
Chuck will be like,
double
actually,
flat
freaking
platinum award goes to Everything I Am.
won? You actually won?
Yeah.
I think it'd be funnier if we didn't win it.
In other words, should go to whoever sold the least number of CDs.
Right?
We had 600 made, and we still have 594.
So, for my last question, what's in the works for Everything I Am? What's in the works for you guys? What's coming? What's coming up?
We are getting ready to kind of start doing. We're probably gonna kick out a video or two supporting this record. Kind of working on ideas for the shoot for Blind Leap. It's one of the songs on the record, and kind of starting to storyboard out what exactly we want to put in that video.
Cool.
And that kind of thing. At the same time, we've gotten 3 or 4 new tracks that we've already written above and beyond the new record. Some of them which are
Which some of them you will hear tonight.
yeah,
Yes,
that's
that'd be
the first time. So
Yeah, you told me that on the phone today, and I was like, hey, we're going to hear new music tonight. Cool.
So yeah, so just kind of keep trucking along. We've had, I think, 2 songs already, since the record that we've written, worked hard on and thrown in the garbage. We're trying to work real hard to just make sure we're putting out some good content, not just release every song because we wrote it.
Right.
Trying to, filter through, make it as great as we can, and then sometimes you get to the point where you're like, all right, we've got 3 practices, 4 practices, rehearsals in on this one. What do you guys think? And everybody's like, yeah, it's like, hey, well, screw it.
It's a do-over. Right on.
They're trying to hold a high standard.
Well, very cool. Well, I want to thank you guys for being our March 2015 Band of the Month, Everything I Am. We all have to get to a show, so we're going to cut it off here, and hope to see you out there. Don't forget, pick up their copy of their CD, go to Facebook. Do you guys have a website too yet?
We do. We have, the main site is everythingIam.net, and it's basically a one-page site that will send you to everything else we got going on. So it's just a one-page, because most people don't go to individual websites, but it's kind of like a home page. Then it will send you links to our YouTube and our Facebook and our Reverb page and our Bandcamp page, and kind of check out everything else we got going on.
Excellent. Yeah, make sure you guys follow these guys. And they got some shows coming up in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you get out to one. I'm Christina with the Soundcheck. Denise is behind the camera, and we'll see you at the show.
Yeah.
Hey.